Where are you on your journey? Where are you on the journey of moving in the direction of your soul? I'm going to share something with you. Has anyone here watched the TV show 1883? If not, go watch it. It's so moving. I don't watch that much TV because I find that TV can really distract me from building what I'm here to build. But I started this TV show with my brothers and my sister-in-laws out in Winnipeg a couple weeks ago. And it just was so good, like so good. And it's centered around this 17-year-old girl. Her family is immigrating to Oregon, and they're one of the first people to do this huge trip along the plains, going into unknown territory, being, coming up against like so many odds. You need to just go watch it. This is where it's like, yeah, some TV shows can really be a spiritual experience if you're open to it. So I'm watching this, and while I was with my brothers and my sister-in-laws, we get like halfway done. So I come back home to my beautiful beach cottage here, and I tell my boyfriend, I was like, we need to watch this. Like, do you want to watch it with me? And he's like, yeah, I want to watch it with you. And it's like in a Midwestern, and we both get into it. And it's centered around this girl that is like so open. She's the narrator, and the way that she talks about what she's feeling, what's moving through her, like I so identify with. This show is moving me because the way that she expresses, the way that she goes after things, like back in 1883, you wear dresses. She was wanting to wear pants and be a cowboy and like, just defying the odds, defying like what her mom wanted her to do, and like just like fully going into the fear. And like it moved me. And in like, the last couple episodes were really, really tragic, honestly, because the reality is our ancestors did things that we don't even know. Like, I said to my boyfriend, like, people need to stop complaining. Like, we have it so good right now. We don't even know. Like, there's no excuses. There's no excuses to not go after your soul and what your soul actually wants for you. There's no excuses. Our ancestors literally fought for their life, not knowing if they were going to die by gunshot or arrow, to bring us the life that we have now. So can you please say yes to yourself? Can you this show was beautiful, and I know it wasn't all accurate, but at the same time, it did give me a really beautiful picture of what people before me did. So this girl is like, yeah, just going through the fire, like, not afraid. And in the last 2 episodes, they get attacked by Indians. And I mean, it's really beautiful. She actually ended up marrying like a white woman in 1883, married an Indian man. And it's a whole thing. Go watch it. But, she runs towards this fight and she speaks out loud, and it stops the fight. And the Indians see her for who she is. She's actually a warrior of an Indian husband. But she already has an arrow through her. And so, like, that she's not going to make it. But, like, she sees it. She sees how amazing life can be in the midst of the most unbearable pain. And then, like, she reaches Oregon, and she chooses the place that her dad's going to build her family. She looks at a bird, and this bird is showing her, like, just glimpses of the life that she gets to receive after she lets go of this one. And so she ends up passing away, and I am just bawling. I'm bawling. We ended it last night. I'm bawling. But I'm bawling because it's bringing up so much for me, and how this journey of moving out of trauma and pain and being stripped of a childhood of peace and learning who you're going to be on the other side of shame, it's a very real thing. The ones who were numb and dissociated, the ones who suppressed everything, when you start to heal and liberate your inner child, you will feel everything. You will feel everything. You will feel all the versions of yourself that didn't know how you'd make it. start to make it. And so I'm bawling, and my wonderful boyfriend is like just rubbing my back and like taking space for me, and like, you know, telling me it's safe to express. And I'm just like, this was just a TV show, but it moved me so much. I identified with this girl, this 17-year-old girl. And I said to him, I was like, if I'm touched, because some people don't even live their life. This girl passed away. She lived her life fully, more than what some people in their 90s will ever allow themselves to, because she faced her fear. She ran into the fire. She spoke and expressed. And it's like, I still get overwhelmed with the life I have now, overwhelmed in a really good way, because it's like, I'm liberating, and I'm still learning to meet all these versions of myself that were suppressed, and like, no, you can't do it that way. You gotta be the good girl and be quiet. And it's like, oh, you start to liberate, you start to come out of hiding. You gotta face the fear. You gotta, you know, there's a difference between the ones who stay stuck and the ones who go, I feel my soul, and it's in the, I have to go in the unknown, and it terrifies me, but I'm gonna face it, because when you run at it, you actually, that's where you transmute all the poison arrows that were given to you by your parents or by other people, and you transmute them into love, and you realize that's where I am. The fear is what liberates us. And so then, after I let myself like release, an epiphany comes to me, and it's like, I made the journey, you know, in my own way, out of a life of unworthiness to a life where I'm visible and worthy, and I'm still discovering her. And that's where, like, when you come inside the soul talk method, embodiment method, you're going to discover this for you in your own way. And you feel glimmers of it, and there's fear there. It's like, oh, and it's like, of course you do. You've lived your life denying yourself to make someone else comfortable, because that's what you learned. That's what you learned how to survive. But this is moving out of survival and into true life. It's moving out of survival, out of coping mechanisms, and into the ignition and the immersion of your soul. Like, there's nothing but this. This is the life, is the immersion of your soul, connecting back to your body and connecting back to the pieces of you that were stripped away without your permission. But you got to give yourself permission to connect back to these pieces. And then I had a second epiphany. And I want you guys to hear this, okay? I was given poison arrows from both of my parents and the trauma that they endured and didn't heal from. I was birthed into trauma. A lot of us were, right? And a lot of us that say yes to our soul, we're gonna fucking change the planet, because we're gonna start to ignite this part of we are worthy, and emotional regulation and emotional intelligence is gonna be the thing that our kids get to be nurtured in. We're going to teach our kids to be nurtured in their true self, not denying themselves of their true self. When a little boy starts to cry, that little boy is not going to be whipped and said that you don't cry. He's going to learn how to regulate so that he can connect to that spiritual self at the age of 4, and then he's going to go on and change the world. You guys feel this with me, right? So I have this second epiphany, and it's this. Even though my parents, they gave me trauma, they journeyed before me. And it was just this epiphany of like, I felt my souls thanking their souls. Because, and I said this out loud to my boyfriend, I said, I've gone further than them. I'm happy. I'm happy. It's really hard when you see your parents not happy and limiting themselves, but knowing you can't take the responsibility for them anymore. I've got to go live my life. I've got to go live my life fully. And they can come meet me when they're ready, you know? So I had this epiphany of, no, they made the journey. They went as far as they could, and they had me. And now I'm making the next journey. Like, oh, right? When you lean into your soul talk, you will have these infinite moments that like just ignite you and give you life, and you'll have a rebirth within like a second. And it's like, this is what we're living for. And then you're going to wake up and it's like, oh, I get to discover who this part of me is today. So come and join me inside your soul talk method, embodiment method. Sorry, I rechanged. It's always been called the soul talk method, and I just changed it to your soul talk embodiment method, because you're connecting back to these pieces. You're going to enter an experience that only you can live out, that only you can journey to. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? And who are you on the other side of your shame? I'm going to guide you to that. But then you're going to go on and inspire me, because you're here to create something with your soul. But you got to learn to trust your voice. You got to learn to liberate all these suppressed pieces. The soul talk method is your place to do that. Come join me.